Hello friends, welcome to IS Point for the Hindu editorial analysis. You can hit the like button, subscribe my channel and also give your opinion about the video. So coming to the first article, a clear picture. See guys, this article is all about the Neet examination and the chaos which is prevailing in Tamil Nadu. So before going into this article, we'll just look at the background first. Neet exam happens to be an entrance examination for students who wish to study in any medical college. It is an entrance examination for seats in medical colleges. So the dilemma is prevailing in Tamil Nadu because when the Neet examination was introduced, Tamil Nadu government was exempted for 1 year, saying that there are many students from rural backgrounds and there is a prevalence of state board, that is matriculation board in Tamil Nadu, where the standard of education is not up to CBSE. So it will not bring in clear competition with respect to the students and it will be the students of Tamil Nadu would not be benefiting. So they were given exemption for 1 year, and literally what happened is Tamil Nadu government passed a law. It said that after clearing the Neet examination, 85% of the seats in medical colleges of Tamil Nadu would be given to the students of state board, that is those students who have studied in Tamil Nadu matriculation state board, and the rest 15% will be given to the CBSE students, that is those students from all India basis. Fine. So this was the law which was passed by Tamil Nadu government. That is after clearing exam, 85% of seats will be allocated to the Tamil Nadu students in Tamil Nadu medical colleges and rest will be allocated to the CBSE students, which will be all India basis. And this law was struck down by Madras High Court, saying that this is illegitimate, unjustifiable law. So coming to the article, a clear failure. So this article tries to say that all seats of medical examination is based on Neet examination and the Tamil Nadu government has failed to prepare the students for the demand of CBSE education and it could not get defended by the judiciary. See, I have told you that the Madras High Court have struck down the law which is passed by the Tamil Nadu government. So this article tries to say that this law by the Tamil Nadu government has let down many aspiring doctors from the state of Tamil Nadu. See, as the Madras High Court has struck down, then the Tamil Nadu government has to advocate for Neet examination. So this article tries to say that the admission scene is uncertain to the students. That is, the Tamil Nadu government makes a promise that Neet examination will be eliminated, but at the same time the Madras High Court has struck down the demands. So this article says that the state of Tamil Nadu with respect to the Neet examination is under a lot of confusion. So even this article tries to say that Neet examination was approved by the center and the Supreme Court. Even Supreme Court has advocated for the Neet examination. So it is a force applied by the center and the Supreme Court on the state, and it is the Tamil Nadu government who did not respond despite knowing that they could not remain outside over a long period of time. See, even though they were given 1 year exemption from the Neet examination, they should have known that they have to upgrade their academics rather than opting out of Neet, because it is a central government execution, plus even the Supreme Court has advocated it. So this article tries to say that the Tamil Nadu government did not upload syllabus and it has failed to prepare the students for the Neet examination. So this article tries to criticize the Tamil Nadu government that they have misled student that they would have been exempted from the Neet. So this makes a chaos in Tamil Nadu with respect to the Neet examination. So this article tries to say that the Tamil Nadu government is resorting by passing a bill in the state assembly and getting the president assent. So this is the reaction of the Tamil Nadu government to get exemption from the Neet. See guys, this is not a single incident which is happening in Tamil Nadu. Even with respect to the Jallikattu or even with respect to the Kambala, one could notice that the Tamil Nadu assembly has passed a bill and it got president assent. See, the Kambala is for Karnataka, but even these sort of incident have happened. But this article tries to say that getting the president assent for this Neet examination is difficult because the president is bound by the Council of Ministers and the Council of Ministers would not exempt one state to go outside Neet, as it would make other state to demand for the same. And this article also tries to say that instead of passing this sort of bill, the government should have made student ready for the Neet examination. And even this article tries to bring in a point of view with respect to the Tamil Nadu. It says that Tamil Nadu has more rural background students and there are many economic weaker classes who can afford only state government educations. That is state board matriculation education. So there is a need for them from the exemption from the NEET examination. But this article also tries to say is that this is not an exemption because the center has already given state 1 year time and the state should have upgraded the syllabus of the state board or it could have brought up the standards of the student. But no steps have been taken by the Tamil Nadu government. So this article says that the Tamil Nadu government cannot evade its responsibility. So there is no more evasion of responsibility because it has to advocate for the NEET examination. So as a conclusion, what this article tries to say is the Tamil Nadu government should prepare students for the NEET examination next year, which is going to held next year, because this year NEET examination is going to happen now and the state board students are not up to the mark. So one cannot do anything this year, but the state government should adhere to the NEET ranking at least next year. So that's it with respect to the article, guys. We'll move on to the next article. Coming to the next article, breaking addiction. See guys, this article is all about the US government announcement that nicotine level should be reduced in cigarettes. So this article is all about that, and at the end this article tries to compare it with India. So what we'll do is we'll first go into the background first, then we'll move on to the article. See guys, this article is not very much important if you read it without knowing the background, because you will not get any important points to write in the UPSC examination. So what we'll do is we'll just go into the background first, we'll add on points, then we'll move on to the article. Fine. So any framework which controls tobacco related products is WHO FCTC. Fine. That is World Health Organization Framework Convention on Tobacco Control Guidelines. So it is world first public health treaty which is under WHO. See, WHO happens to be a body of United Nations. So it provides legal dimension for international cooperation in healthcare in combating the tobacco epidemics. Fine. So anything which is related to tobacco will be controlled by WHO FCTC. So you just remember in this way. Fine. And it has successfully coordinated and brought in all the nations together, and it happens to be one of the successful treaties in the history of United Nations and WHO. So it reaffirms the right of all the people and it tries to ensure a higher standard of health, and this framework was developed as a response to the globalization of tobacco epidemics. Fine. And one more important thing which you need to know with respect to the WHO FCTC is that it is legally binding treaty. It came into force in February 2005 when 40 nations gave their ratification and India is one of the members. So this is the important point with respect to WHO FCTC. And this WHO has also brought in a protocol to eliminate illegal trade in tobacco products. Fine. So it is with respect to the Article 33 of this convention, that is the convention of WHO FCTC, and this protocol is related to the illegal trade in tobacco products, that is to combat the illegal trade in tobacco products, and this protocol will come into force if 12 more parties sign this or ratify this. Fine. So this is an important protocol with respect to the WHO FCTC. And before going into this article, we'll also look something about e-cigarettes. See guys, I hope everyone would know something about cigarettes, but an e-cigarette is a battery powered device that stimulates smoking by vaporizing. Fine. So it is a battery powered device, it is chargeable, and it generally contains liquid. That liquid contains nicotine. So this battery sends in power, so which stimulate smoke by vaporizing. Fine. So this is the mechanism of e-cigarette. And the major difference between the cigarette and the e-cigarette is that cigarette generally contains nicotine, plus it contains many chemicals which is harmful for a body. For instance, tar. So while coming to the e-cigarettes, this e-cigarettes also contains nicotine, but the nicotine level is decreased, plus it does not contains those chemicals which is harmful. Fine. So this is the major difference between cigarette and e-cigarette, and it has many advantages. That is, the e-cigarette has many advantages with respect to the cigarettes. See, both are harmful, but e-cigarette has many advantages when compared to the cigarettes. So it has no smell, it does not contains those chemicals which is harmful, it will not strain one's teeth, the cost is lower than the traditional cigarette, and it can be used in non-smoking areas. So there are many advantages with respect to the cigarettes. And the important point which you need to know is this e-cigarette also contains nicotines, but the nicotine level is regulated. Fine. So that's it with respect to the background. We'll move on to the article now. So coming to the article now, breaking addiction. So this article tries to say that the Food and Drug Administration Department in United Nations and asked the tobacco companies to reduce the nicotine level in cigarettes. Fine. See guys, I would like to make a point here. Generally, nicotine is associated with addictiveness. For instance, you could take the example of coffee. Coffee contains nicotine and many people are addictive to coffee. So it is same with respect to the smoking. Because cigarette contains nicotine, people are more addictive to smoke. So the United Nations Food and Drug Administration has asked the tobacco company to reduce nicotine in cigarettes to non-addictive levels. Fine. So that it could make many smokers quit. Fine. And guys, I would like to make one more point. Generally, nicotine is not much harmful to health. Nicotine to an extent is okay for our body. But the problem with cigarette is that it contains 4,000 plus chemicals with itself. So as nicotine makes them addictive to cigarettes, they are becoming vulnerable to these chemicals which is present in the cigarette. I hope my point is clear. Fine. So coming to the article now, this article tries to say that this is the early stage and there is a long way to be implemented because tobacco companies has to adhere to the rules. So there is a long way to go. And this article also tries to bring in the effects of the nicotine. It says that it does not directly causes cancer and diseases. See guys, I have explained you before. So nicotine is generally tended to be addictive. So because of this addictiveness, people smoke more, and because people smoke more, they get affected by the chemicals which is present in cigarette. Fine. So this is what this article tries to say. It does not directly causes cancer, but it is addictive and making them addictive to many other chemicals. Fine. So this article also tries to bring in the advantages of reducing nicotine. It says that it could benefit new users, that is anyone who is new to smoke, will make them not to get addicted, plus it could help people to quit smoking, plus it could also help in reduction of disease burden. So the advantages and the effects of nicotines are brought out in the articles. Plus this article tries to say that in spite of asking to reduce the nicotine levels in cigarette, there is no plans to regulate the e-cigarettes in USA. See guys, nicotine is not only present in cigarettes, it is also present in e-cigarettes and many other products. So this article tries to say that one need to regulate that also. Plus it also tries to bring in the fact that there has been an increase in the e-cigarette level, that is people tend to consume e-cigarette more, and this has resulted many to quit smoke. Fine. I have given you the background with respect to the e-cigarettes and cigarette. I hope this point is clear. Fine. And this article also tries to compare this situation with India. It tries to say that India has prohibited the sale of cigarette to minors. Plus it has also brought in measures with respect to the WHO FCTC. See guys, we have saw what is FCTC in the background. Plus it also tries to say that India has banned tobacco advertisement and it has many pictorial warnings. So it has many dimensions and many regulations with respect to the tobacco. See guys, these are guidelines which is brought in according to WHO FCTC, which India is a signatory. Fine. So this article tries to mention that, and it also tries to say that United Nations can learn this from India. Fine. And it also tries to bring in the fact that India is an attractive destination for tobacco companies because of its population. So the Indian government laws and measures which is prevailing right now is good and it has yielded benefit. Many has quit smoke because of the government law, and this article tries to say that the tobacco companies will try to approach the government, but the government should not dilute the law which is prevailing right now. Fine. So that's it with respect to the article guys. We'll move on to the next article. The next news item which you are going to see today is an interview. It is an interview with the former ambassador to China. So this interview is all about the Doklam issue. So before going into this interview in the opinion page, we'll just look at the background first. See, first of all, you need to know where is Doklam. Fine. So Doklam is this region which happens to be a trade junction of India, Bhutan and China. Fine. So this region is called as Chumbi Valley. So it is a trade junction near the Chumbi Valley. Fine. And right now it is under Chinese control. However, Bhutan claims sovereignty in this region. See guys, I'd like to make one point here. Doklam is not a region which belongs to India. Fine. Doklam is the region which is belong to Bhutan according to India, and it is a part of Tibet according to China. See, Tibet happens to be an autonomous region which is under the control of China. So any region under Tibet is under the control of China. So this Doklam plateau belongs to them according to China, and according to India it belongs to Bhutan. Fine. So here lies the case of conflict. Now what happens is you could see here a pass which is called as Nathula Pass. Fine. So this Nathula Pass connects India and Tibet. It is in Sikkim. So last year what happened was India signed an agreement with China where with the help of Nathula Pass, pilgrimage could travel to Mansarovar. So Mansarovar happens to be a pilgrimage point. So with the help of Nathula Pass, they could travel to Mansarovar. Fine. But the problem here is Chinese construction company and the Chinese troops are present near this Nathula Pass, that is in Chumbi Valley, and they are also present in this region, that is the tri-junction at the Doklam Plateau. They claim that that the troops is present because of the pilgrimage who are passing through the Nathula Pass, and they also claims that one needs to give them protection, so the troops are present here and we are constructing road. But this happens to be non-justifiable answer according to India because of a place which is called as Siliguri Point. See guys, Siliguri Point happens to be a point in West Bengal. It is also called as Chicken Neck, and with the control of this Doklam Plateau, that is Chinese presence over this Doklam Plateau, could give them easy access to the Chicken Neck. And if Chicken Neck is controlled, then Indian access to the northeastern region would be difficult. Fine. So this happens to be a cause of concern with respect to India. And one could argue that the Doklam Plateau is claimed as Chinese territory, while it is claimed by Bhutan as their territory. So it happens to be a problem between two nations. So why India is involved in this region? It is because of the friendship treaty which India signed with Bhutan in 2007. According to this treaty, the national sovereignty interest will be protected by both the nations. Fine. So it is the friendship treaty, and it is with accordance with this friendship treaty, India is helping Bhutan, and India has also presented their troops in this region. So both are at the standoff right now. Now what happens next is one needs to go for a diplomatic talks in order to resolve this issue. But the Chinese claims that India has to withdraw its troop in order to engage in the diplomatic talks is a non-acceptable factor for India. So in this interview, the reality with respect to the Doklam issue is brought in. We'll just look at the article now. And guys, I would also like to make one more point. India-China border dispute has been taken by me in the previous video, and even this Doklam issue has been taken by me in the previous video with the background. So I would request you to go through the articles once. The link is given in the description box. So coming to the article guys, India and Bhutan are questioning the new normal. As I told you, this is an interview. So what I have did is I have taken the important points with respect to the interview and I have given you in the point formats. So I'll just discuss the important points. So in this interview, the ambassador tries to say that the Chinese policies are opaque. That is, the Chinese does not showcase their interest. So it is very difficult to make certain decisions and bring in preconditions. And it tries to compare with the South China Sea. It says that the issue of Doklam is related to the South China Sea. See, because in the South China Sea, it is the same issue where Chinese claims its territory with respect to the 9-dash line. So this article tries to say that even China in Doklam issue tries to claim its territory. Fine. So even this article tries to say that Chinese has been very assertive in their policies. That is, they have been very forceful, and even it tries to put a question with the construction of road in Doklam. So the article tries to say that the China is moving away from its status quo. That is, see, first Chinese was resorting to a treaty of 1988 with the Bhutan where it made that Doklam Plateau belongs to Bhutan. Now they are changing in their status quo. That is, they are changing in the position, which happens to be a worrisome. Fine. And this article also tries to say that from the Chinese point of view, they wouldn't have anticipated that India and Bhutan would have come together so strongly, that India and Bhutan are strong allies. So according to India and Bhutan, Doklam is the Bhutan territory. So even it is a shock factor for the China that India came into the issue. And even this article tries to say is that no one can predict the time taken to resolve this issue. That is, see, both troops are standing there at the train junction, so one could not see when the issue could be resolved. But as a conclusion, one could say that China is very aggressive in its policy. And this article also tries to brings in few minute points. It says that the tri-junction with the China wants is Gyeomochin, so that if Gyeomochin happens to be the tri-junction, then Chinese could access Siliguri Point and the Chumbi Valley. And one logical assumption which the author tries to make in this article is that any change in the position with respect to the Doklam Plateau will affect the Bhutan first, because Bhutan is connected to India to this Doklam Plateau. So any change in the position, and Chinese claim the Doklam territory will affect the Bhutan first, and then it will affect the India with respect to its security and Siliguri Point. Fine. And as a solution, what the author tries to say is there should be reciprocal withdrawal. See, I have given you in the background that the Chinese government want Indian troops to be withdrawn from the region in order to have a diplomatic talk, but it happens to be an unacceptable solution for the India to accept. So what this author tries to say is, as a solution, there has to be reciprocal withdrawal. That is, both of them needs to withdraw their troop from the region. Fine. And even they are trying to say that China has violated the 1988 agreement with respect to the Bhutan. So that's it. I told you that they have changed their status quo. So this article also tries to say that the present situation is under control because both are at the standoff and the troop mobilization has taken place. That that is both the nations have deployed their troops there, but there is a need to ensure that the differences do not expand, that is things do not become more aggressive, that it ends into war or something like that. So things needed to be in control. And one important factor to be noted from this article is that when coming to the India-China border dispute, the solution to this could be from India itself. That is, when it comes to China, one needs to look in ourselves for mitigating the issue because of the Chinese aggressive policy. So one needs to have a deterrence. See, deterrence means any acts which discourages the other person. Fine. So it says that there is a need for discouraging China. There is a need for deterrence, any which could discourage China, because Chinese is very aggressive in its policies, and the deterrence could help them to think once. And even the deterrence to discourage China, according to this author, is that one needs to have a strong military troops and infrastructure should be there, and Indian policy should be defensive as well as offensive according to the situation. Fine. So this is what the conclusion which the ambassador tries to say in this article. Fine. So that's it with respect to this article, guys. And guys, I would like to make one more point. Yesterday there were few comments that I did not cover enough articles. See guys, I would like to make a point that I try to cover as many articles as possible, and the left out articles will be covered by me in a short span of time. Maybe I will be uploading the video today night or maybe tomorrow. So I will cover all the issues, guys. And I would also like to make point, I cover only those editorials which is important for UPSC point of view, and the articles which I left out is not important with respect to the UPSC point of view. So the left out article for today is not important according to me. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching.